Did you spot that? The fish wandering around the stadium are missing their pupils. It's kinda creepy. Let's check out some more mistakes from this episode and others in Season 9 and 10 of SpongeBob. First up is the Sewers of Bikini Bottom from Season 9. This one has some pretty weird mistakes, so watch closely for them.
While I'm gone, Squidward mans the helm.
Why don't you just, I don't know, see how many things you can flush down the toilet?
Are you sure about that, boss?
Are you questioning my orders?
How about this?
Here, try this. Here you go. All right, as soon as I get the fry cook out of the toilet, you can all have your Krabby Patties.
So maybe Squidward got a little carried away with his authority, but even he still has a childish side. A few too many things get flushed down the toilet. But did you see the error? One of the items they flushed down the toilet was the register. But when Squidward tells the customers to wait, the register is still on the boat. Also, see the galley grub and order here sign? They're in this scene, but earlier, the signs were missing. There are some inconsistencies with the TV and the scoreboards in the background. Try to spot it in this clip.
It's 5 minutes to halftime. Do you know what that means? Sure do. Bikini Bottomettes. The halftime wave man.
Did you see it? On the board with the big red letters, it says there are 5 minutes left. And below that, it says the score is 5-5. But on the other TV in the background that's showing the game, it says there are 10 minutes and 42 seconds left and that the score is 23-7. There are actually a lot of mistakes at the stadium. In this scene here, when Charlton unrolls the map and shows the blueprints, there aren't any drawings from far away. And we even see the word cardboard in red. But from far away, it doesn't show up on the map. And in this last shot, SpongeBob and Squidward land in the middle of the Krusty Krab, in a safe. All the customers run out, and when they do, you can't see SpongeBob or Squidward. The order here and galley grub sign are also missing again. Next up is an episode from Season 10 called Mermaid Pants. The mistakes in this one, although few, are pretty bad. Check out these clips.
By the power of Neptune!
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy unite! Tremble before Captain Tidewide! Squidward?
And cower in fear of Dr. Negative.
Isn't robbing a bank against the law?
Well, yes, Mr. Krabs, but you're not really robbing a bank, you're just pretending to.
Did you see any mistakes in that last clip? SpongeBob is wearing a pair of green gloves, and when he puts his arm around Mr. Krabs, you can see his fingers and they're yellow. The glove has disappeared. But when he pulls his hand away, you see the green glove again. Later on in the episode, something weird happens with Patrick's face. He looks like this for most of the episode, but in this scene, Patrick's eyebrows are missing for some reason. He looks pretty funny without them, but where'd they go? For this next mistake, it's only visible when slowed down. As Squidward is laughing, right when the camera starts to zoom out, his head duplicates. Suddenly, there are two of them, overlapping one another, so you only see the top half of the second one. They turn the Krusty Krab into the Krusty Lair, which we can see here. They changed the entire sign, but at the end of the episode, when it's about to fall apart, it's gone back to the Krusty Krab sign despite the fact that they never changed it back. Next is Mimic Madness. This is gonna be a long list of mistakes, so hold on tight. This episode must have been rough for the creators.
I want to remind you all that you're representing the Krusty Krab.
Yeah!
Oh, bring it around somewhere.
The errors begin early on in this episode. So you see Squidward standing behind the register with his usual glum expression, bored and frowning. But in the next shot, he's got the smiling mask on and is sleeping underneath. This doesn't make sense because we just saw him clearly awake and unhappy about it. Another mistake happens here, but it's only noticeable if you slow it down. When Mr. Krabs slaps the mask off of Squidward, there is a frame in the middle of him frowning where his face jumps back into the smiling position and then frowns again. Not long after this, Mr. Krabs walks into his office, and when he does, he holds his arm out like he's pushing open his door. But his door is already open. That's 3 mistakes already in the first 30 seconds of the episode. Yikes.
Rook to king 4. Checkmate.
Plankton, maybe we should play a game that's a little less dangerous.
There are 2 mistakes here. They're playing chess all wrong. Plankton moves his piece as if to capture the king, but you don't need to capture the king in order to win. Technically, he already had her checkmated and didn't need to move his piece at all. Secondly, when the camera zooms out, Plankton's king is missing, so he should have already lost the game. You think 2 mistakes in one scene is bad? Try 3.
All right, remember guys, this is an intervention, so we need to make sure that above all, SpongeBob knows how much we all care about him.
All right, you scurvy dogs. SpongeBob needs us.
So right at the beginning, before the camera zooms in, we have a shot of SpongeBob's pineapple and the gang. The things to note here are the space between Patrick and Squidward, the window on the right, and Squidward's forehead wrinkles. Plankton is supposed to be standing between Patrick and Squidward, and we see him appear when the camera zooms in. But the window on the right disappears. And then, a few moments later, when Mr. Krabs starts talking, Squidward's forehead wrinkles disappear. And the last mistake for this episode is only visible when slowed down. As SpongeBob is singing, there's a moment when his mouth is closed, but his reflection's mouth is open. It happens when he goes to pronounce the first M in the word remember.
Who am I? I just can't remember.
So this next one only has a few. We'll be taking a look at Krusty Katering from Season 10. The mistakes here start during the opening scene.
I cannot believe I let you talk me into this.
Were you able to spot it? Right at the start, there is a plankton piñata hanging from a tree next to the Krusty Katering truck. There is also a big happy birthday sign next to it. But during the close-up of Mr. Krabs getting out of the truck, the piñata has disappeared. We know it should be there because the happy birthday sign is still right there in frame. Throughout the episode, the plankton piñata changes angles. Watch SpongeBob's arm in this scene.
Upstairs, I went left, then right, then double and triple right, then down, up, and right 18 more times.
SpongeBob says he went right 18 more times and points with what we can assume is 18 arms. But if you count them, he actually only has 17. The last episode we'll be taking a look at for today is SpongeBob's Place.
I can't go to the Krusty Krab, but I can play Krusty Krab. Coming right up.
So SpongeBob is turning his home into the Krusty Krab here, but there are a few errors. First, when SpongeBob is cutting the patties, he uses 2 knives to cut them the normal way, but the patties were being cut sideways. He has 6 of them in hand, but only throws 4 onto his stove. We see him later put 4 patties onto the plates, but when it spins, there are suddenly 8 patties. SpongeBob walks out of the kitchen and the Krusty Krab hat he put on Gary is gone. That's a lot of mistakes to happen in 1 minute.
No, you don't.
Mr. Krabs tries to trap his customers in the Krusty Krab. When he goes flying out of the Krusty Krab, the chum bucket and the path to it are missing. We can clearly see the hole in the ceiling from outside. But when Squidward returns to the store, the hole above the door is now missing. A similar mistake happens later on. We saw Mr. Krabs surround the store with lava, and it's even there when Squidward arrives at the Krusty Krab alone. But when Mr. Krabs, SpongeBob, and all the customers arrive, the lava trench is gone. Well, that's all for today. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe. Then click the video on screen to watch our newest video. See you there.